Hello, one and all, to Teenage Questy's favourite albums. We are going back in time when I was a wee little lad, spotty face, fat as fuck, and none of that was actually real. I was a scrawny little thing, actually, wearing my Iron Maiden shirts. But we're going to go back in time to that time, in school, and talk about my favourite albums as a teenager, because I've talked about my favourite albums that got me into metal. You know, we've done that multiple times. You've all heard the story. I'm on the airplane. I heard Metallica. Oh shit, my mind are blown and my pants are creamed. It's time to get into metal. Then I listened to, the usual shit. But this is different. This is a couple of years after. This is when I'm kind of settling into metal within high school. So, high school for English people, not for Americans. Americans, I don't know what it's called. Primary school? I don't know. I don't know American. But yeah, Teenage Questy's favourite albums. Let's go. Now, before I get in with my list, I want you guys to pop down below. Go back in time to when you were a teenager, or if you are a teenager now, go back in time to when you were a sperm or an egg, and tell me what your favourite albums were back then, because tastes have changed. My list is completely fucking different to now. I mean, it would be. I mean, all those years ago, it would be different. Some have stayed the same, though. So that'll be the interesting one to find out. So, let me know down below, and let's get comfy and get into the list. The first one is by Disturbed, and that's 10,000 Fists. I loved this album as a kid. I remember listening to it and singing the song in science class. I think it was chemistry, little Bunsen burners. I'm just singing 10,000 fists in the air. What a fucking nerd. It was great. I loved it. I still enjoy this album quite a lot. It'd still be in my higher tier of Disturbed albums. I don't listen to Disturbed as much anymore, gotta be honest. They're one of the bands that I've kind of fallen off of. But the album still kills, and I'd still listen to it anytime. It's just, I like the stuff I like now more. This is one of the ones where I like it, but I don't want to listen to it that much. But yeah, 10,000 Fists, one of my favourite albums as a teenager. Next up is Children of Bodom with Follow the Reaper. I know I put Hatebreeder as my favourite, and it is my favourite, but back then Follow the Reaper was my favourite. All the songs in it were just, I don't know, that bit catchier, that bit edgier to my little teenage brain. I don't give a fuck if you hate me. It was fun. It was fun. And the melodies, oh my god, Alexi is a shred master. Like, I still adore his playing. So rest in peace. Love the kind of virtuoso kind of playing. Yeah, one of my favourite guitarists of all time. Still really enjoy the band. I kind of fell off them for a bit, and then I got back onto them with Halo of Blood. So yeah, Children of Bodom. Really great band, and Follow the Reaper, still a fantastic album, and I'll still play that anytime, but I do prefer Hatebreeder now. Hey, next up is an album or a band I've never talked about. It's Him with Dark Light. I adored this album. I remember bringing it to school, like the CD, because I actually bought the CDs. I had a load of Him CDs. I don't know where they're fucking gone, but I had them, and showing everyone it. And it was proper gothy, proper fun, but I still love it. I mean, rip off the wings of a butterfly for you. One of my favourite songs as a teenager. I didn't listen to a lot of emo stuff, like The Used and Hawthorne Heights, stuff like that. I wasn't into any of that. Him was probably the only one I was kind of into, but I wouldn't consider it emo. I consider it its own thing, which so does he. He considers it is it love metal? Yeah. And I liked it because in Jackass, they always had the Him tattoos, and Billy Valo was actually I think he was in one of the Jackasses, if I remember. But yeah, love Him. I will do a ranking for them eventually, because I love all their albums. It's just, never got around to talking to them, and Darklight was my favourite, and probably will be top, because it's nostalgia for me. So yeah, love that album. Next up is an album you all fucking know, Pornography by Cradle of Filth. Yes, Cradle of Filth, Pornography. This is an album on the list that I still fucking adore, and I would still play right now. Loads of people hate it because it's more fun. I loved it. I loved it as a kid because it said pornography, and that sounds like pornography. Wow! But also I like it as an adult because the songs fucking slap. Lovesick for Mina has such a creepy Lovesick for Mina. Sounding kind of Asian, but yeah. Huntress Moon is probably my favourite Cradle of Filth song. I adore that one. Temptation pretty much got me into Cradle of Filth. I'm sorry, it did. Between that and Midian were the two albums I bought first. It's hard to know which one's best, but Pornography I played more of. Midian's probably objectively better, but I don't fucking care. Pornography was my shit as a kid, and I still love it. Next up, of course, we had to have some Metallica. Master of Puppets was the album that was my favourite as a teenager. Played the shit out of it. Battery, Sanitarium, oh my god. Leper Messiah, Damage Incorporated. Leper Messiah was probably my favourite song from it as a kid as well. Bow to Leper Messiah. Nowadays, Ride the Lightning, I love that way more, basically. But I still adore Master of Puppets, and it's still considered the best album of all time for a reason, because it's flawless. And anyone who's like, not Master of Puppets, Metallica, they sold out, the shit. Go back and listen to their older stuff, because they're still great, and you're just kind of kidding yourself if you think they're just shit. Because they're not. They're great. Next up, gotta have some Iron Maiden. Probably one of my favourite bands as a kid as well. Again, like, I missed all the emo stuff. I missed metalcore. I didn't listen to any fucking... I barely listened to anything like Trivium or Killswitch Engage or any of that shit, or deathcore. Wasn't into anything like that, even though people in my year and someone's higher were. It wasn't me. I was into Maiden, Metallica, Disturbed, that my more mainstreamy stuff, I guess. But Power Slave was my shit. Ram of the Ancient Mariner, oh boy, I saw Iron Maiden live when I was in school with my friend. It was the first concert I ever went to. They played Ram of the Ancient Mariner. Fan-fucking-tastic. Loved it. Still love it. Still one of my favourite albums. Power Slave. Flash of the Blade. Oh my god, that song is mental. Aces High. Yep. Flawless from start to finish. Still love it now. Another one I adored was Toxicity by System of a Down. I used to love that band. That used to be my favourite band. You'd think it'd be Iron Maiden, Cradle of Filth or something. They got me into metal. System of a Down was my favourite band as a kid. I just loved every lyric. Because I was that kind of in that... I was kind of in that lol so random age group. Or humour group, I guess. Filthy Frank, that kind of shit was my shit. And I still love that. I still love the lol so random stuff. The Zoomer Humor can fuck off. And the Boomer Humor can fuck off. But millennial humor now, that's some good shit. Snort that shit up. But yeah, Toxicity, come on. Like, bounce. It's all about an orgy. But singing it like it's a pogo stick is great. Atwa, Deer Dance, the title track, the Toxicity of a City. Flawless from start to finish, and I still really enjoy it. I haven't listened to them in a while, but I've seen them live multiple times and they always kill it, so yeah, Toxicity, one of my favourites as a kid. Now, I talked about metalcore, but I forgot to mention Avenged Sevenfold, because they were the kings of metalcore, and I still love them. I still play them a shit ton. I still do, and City of Evil was the one. Got me into MIA. Oh my god, I love that song. Beast and the Harlot. Backcountry, oh my god, Backcountry is the greatest, and it even had the video, which was like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, their style. Oh, I love it. One of my favourite films as well. Great. Can't wait for a new album. Love all their albums pretty much, so yeah. Love Avenged Sevenfold. The last one I'm going to talk about, one of my favourite teenage albums, is Valley of the Damned by Dragon Force, one I actually have on CD as well. I loved this album. I loved Through the Fire and Flames when it came out, but I never got into them from that, you know? I got into them from the debut, Valley of the Damned, and Sonic Firestorm. Those two I loved, but Valley of the Damned held a special place in my heart. I thought the playing was insane. I'd never listened to Dream Theater or Opeth at this time, so Dragon Force was my kind of like, holy shit, guitars can be this good? I know Chiller Foreboding kind of did that as well, but Dragon Force was on a different level, and I was like, holy fuck. Then you had like the progressive kind of nature of some of the songs, like Disciples of Babylon, with that jazz section in the middle, a kind of piano. Oh my god, blows my mind every time. Love that song. Probably my favourite Dragon Force song, Disciples of Babylon. Go listen to it. It's amazing. The title track, Valley of the Damned, yes. Yes. Still love that album. Still a great album, and yeah, nothing's changed about that, to be honest. So, that's a trip down memory lane. Teenage Questy, little nerdy Questy. Now I'm still little nerdy Questy. So yeah, that was a bit of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself, and I want you guys to pop your favourite teenage albums down below. Metal, non-metal, I don't care. Just show me. Show everyone what you like and loved, even if it's a bit cringy. Who fucking cares? Let me know down below, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.